Hi, my name is Chuck Heidel. I'm a 53-year-old C7T1 quadriplegic, and I wanted to show you how I move from my power chair into my easy stander. Normally I wear a body bracer around my lower legs and take it off before I move over into the chair, but I had my son take the body bracer off before we began filming. I move alongside of the stander and then I raise the level of my power chair seat about an inch above the seat on the stander. I'm going to try and bump forward a little bit and to the left on my power chair. And having done that, I'm going to try and move both of my feet onto the pedals on the stander. That sometimes happens, so we'll get those later. So I do my left foot first, and then I move my right foot over a little bit, but still on the foot pad of the wheelchair. And having gotten both of my feet on the stander pedals, I'll now move my my body back and try and center it on the seat of the stander. Okay, now I'm going to brace my knees. Now my left leg happens to be a little bit shorter than my right leg, and what that causes when I'm erect in the stander is for my left knee to bow in a little bit. And you can offset that by putting a layer of foam underneath your shoe, which I don't have. So what I do is take a wrestler's knee pad and I put it between my left knee and the inside of the knee brace. And that has the effect of keeping my left knee from bowing in. At this point I'm going to use the crank to lift myself to an upright position, and as a disclaimer, I will not be using a chest strap, which I often do, but I've learned how to move myself into the erect position without needing the chest strap. And in my case, I don't recommend this unless you can do it safely, and that may be a bit presumptuous on my part. But if your level of injury is such that you don't pitch forward unpredictably, then the method that I use is a way that I can get in and out of the stander independently. I'm actually 6'4", and so I think I'm a little tall for this piece of equipment. This chest is going to hit me in my belly, not on my chest. And in order to further brace myself, or to help brace myself, I use this pillow, which I'll insert between the pad and myself in just a moment. I place one hand on the chest pad or on the handlebars up here. Keep myself from falling forward. And now I'm upright in the stander. Now I'm going to lower myself in the stander and show you how you can move off the stander back into your power chair. Since I'm moving to the right, I unloosen the strap around my left knee first. And before I loosen this one, I remove the hip pad, because if I removed my knee strap first, my leg flops out and it presses hard on this pad and makes it difficult for me to remove. I'm going to move the armrest back out of the way, and then I'm going to flip up the knee pads, and I'll do the left one first. Now, one thing that happened to me when I first began using the stander is when I would move to the right from the stander back into the chair, these metal edges here would sometimes cut or scrape my knees. And I discovered that the straps, which normally run behind my legs when I'm upright in the stander, I can wrap around in front of those metal pieces so that if my knees bump up against the pad, they don't hit the metal, and so I don't get cut or scraped. Alright, so before I move over back into the chair, I'm going to bump forward a little bit in the stander, and I'll reposition my feet as well. to bump forward enough in this chair so that when I move back to the right into the power chair, I don't hit this metal hinge and risk bruising my rear end. And what I hope to do now is, in one swift movement or single movement, place myself back in the seat of my wheelchair. I pull my feet over. And center myself back in my power chair. Then I get my seatbelt, which I placed out of the way down over the fender on the power chair. And that's how I get out of my wheelchair into my stander. And once I'm done, that's how I come back from my stander into my wheelchair. Thanks. I hope you find this helpful.